everyone. Today I'm going to be presenting ways to use farm e-commerce to reduce food waste. So just a quick introduction on me. Hi, I'm Nina. I'm the head of content at a company called Localine. We're a Canadian company. And that means essentially that I curate and create content to help farmers with their digital sales and marketing. So to add to that, I also co-wrote a book that we launched in May of this year called Ready Farmer 1, The Farmer's Guide to Selling and Marketing. And that's essentially a manual on A to Z everything farm marketing. So that's me, but what is Localine? So Localine is the operating system for the family farm. So we help with three main things. The first thing we do is help farmers with their B2B and B2C sales. Second, we help you run your back office, which essentially is everything that happens after you receive an online order. So your inventory management, your customer information, sales data, your fulfillment like delivery and pickup. And then finally, we help connect you with other growers in your area and buyers. So Localine works with every farm type. So here we have a map. So we're based in Canada, so the majority of the farms we work with are throughout North America. But earlier this year, we actually launched and now are available in New Zealand, Australia, the UK, and Europe, which is very exciting. So we work with all different types of farms, from livestock farms, produce farms, artisanal producers such as bakers and other producers. And then we also work with food hubs and food markets. And finally, when we talk about e-commerce, an e-commerce platform, what do we mean? So that's two main things. One is your storefront, which allows you to accept these online orders. It allows you to sell direct to your customers. So here's an image of what your online storefront would look like. It's mobile friendly. It integrates with POS if you're selling in person. And then finally, the back office is what I mentioned before, that everything that happens after you receive the order, right? How do you get the order to your customer? How do you ensure you get paid? How do you invoice? And how you track that inventory. So that was a quick introduction on Localine. But for my presentation, I wanted to talk about 6 ways that we can leverage farm e-commerce like Localine to reduce our food waste. So first, I want to talk about the power of sales data. So once you start using an e-commerce platform for the majority of your sales, and you're tracking all of your sales on there, you have access to all of this sales data, which can help you give really important insights, such as what are your most popular products? What are your most popular delivery locations or pickup locations? Where are your customers located? And which sales channels are providing the most revenue? And so when we have this data, we're able to make data-driven decisions for what we plan for the future. So this can be really helpful with food waste because we ensure that we're choosing the most profitable path and reducing the most amount of products that don't get sold. Next, I want to talk about CSA. So here in North America, when we think of a CSA program or community supported agriculture program, the majority of the model we see is a box model. So at the beginning of the season, a customer buys a share, whether that's a full share or a half share, and they get given a generic box on a weekly basis of what's been harvested that week. So from the farms we work with, we were curious, how does this box model work for you? What are your customers? And some of the feedback that we heard from their customers was that the box model doesn't work for everyone. It can sometimes deter customers from coming back year after year because maybe they don't like certain products. Like, for example, they don't like beets and they get beets for a part of the CSA. So they feel like they're wasting that product, or there's too much in the box that they feel like they can't completely finish. So a new version of a CSA that we're seeing that's possible with an e-commerce platform is something called the buy down model. So it's very similar to the box model, that at the beginning of the year or of the season, they buy a share. But instead of getting a generic box, they're able to build their own. So they have an allocated amount of credit that they shop on your online store with. And they can really just pick and choose what they want. They can skip weeks. They can just spend more credits the following week. And so it promotes flexibility. So that can be a great way to build a CSA program. Another way of leveraging your online store is offering pre-sales at the farmer's market. Farmer's market is a great sales channel. It's great for exposure, for brand awareness, for getting your name out there. But sometimes what can happen is we go to the farmer's market and we don't sell as much as we thought we would. So here's a quote from a farm we work with, Terry. And she says, if you wanted to make $100 at the farmer's market, you might have to get $1,000 of stuff ready. And then if you don't sell out, what do you do with it, right? This might be a scenario we come across. So by leveraging your online store, you can sell to your existing customer base, have them pre-order, and then use that farmer's market as a pickup location for those orders. So you're going to the market with already sold product. Any excess products you bring, you can also sell there, and you're still getting the benefit of the farmer's market. Next, leveraging multiple sales channels. So on Localine, you have one inventory list, right? The list of all your products you're selling with a base price. But what you're able to do is create custom price lists for different customer types. So for example, for your retail customers, you have certain pricing, certain packages available, and that might be public. So anyone who lands on that site is able to order from you. But if you sell to chefs or to grocers or your CSA, right? Those might be private price lists. You don't want anyone on the internet to be able to go there. And you can adjust those pack sizes and those prices for those different price lists. So having multiple price lists and selling to multiple sales channels allows you to easily pivot that inventory when certain sales channels aren't performing or something happens. So the example I have here is COVID-19 and the restaurant closes. So having that ability to pivot that inventory through these multiple price lists can help you move inventory. Another way is you can promote something we like to call just-in-time sales. So if you have some excess inventory you need to move, it's going bad, you can have promotions or discounts on your online store. So sometimes we see this in the grocery store, 45% off, buy it today. So you can do the same, emulate the same thing on your online store. So in this example, we have arugula and rye bread that's on sale. And finally, you can use your online store to work with local food banks or charities. So you can have one of those private price lists that I mentioned before, where all the products are listed at zero. So at the end of the week, if you know you have to move some inventory, you could add all of those contacts at the local food bank to this private price list, send it over to them, and then they can order from it. So it still gets tracked out of your total inventory and you're able to refer to that later. And it goes through the system as a regular order would. So you can pick and fulfill that order to your local charities. So what this could look like in your online store is this would be a price list for a food bank. So all the products here are listed at zero, but you can still go through the shopping workflow as if it was your online store. So that was my presentation. If you're interested in learning more about Localine and what we do and how it could maybe apply to your business, I strongly urge you to check out our website, localine.ca. We offer free trials, so you can play around and see what we do. Or if you have any further questions, you can email us at info@localine.ca. So thank you so much. Again, there's my email if there's anything specific for me. And we also have a great Instagram with lots of tips for selling online. That's just Localine Inc. Thanks.